Hello and welcome to the installation and maintenance of News Platform 1.0. You will need to install Visual Studio and SQL Server Management. You can put these names on Google, and usually the first link is a download link, but I'll also explain further how to do it. You will go into Google and start by typing this Microsoft Visual Studio Community Edition 2015. I'll click the first link and you see here the download button. I'll just click it and your download will start. I already installed it, so I cannot do it again. Here you go. But you will just click after it's downloaded and start the setup. One thing that you have to be sure to do is check the Microsoft Web Development Tools. That way you're going to be able to open our project with just one click. Now you will have to download our project probably on a zip file. After you're done unzipping the file, you're going to be able to see it just like this. The only thing you have to do to open it is click this, which is a .sln. Just double click it. So after you double click it and you open the project, you're going to see this. This is a Visual Studio. On the right, you're gonna see your Solution Explorer, which is gonna contain a lot of stuff actually. I'll go through it as quick and as good as possible. So in here you have your data access layer, and here is where you're going to have the information for your SQL database. Here you're gonna put your username and the password. So in our case, the GoDaddy database. If you do the same thing, you're gonna have a username and a password you're gonna be able to do. Now if you keep on going, in here you have the controllers. This is part of it. So this is the backend logic. This is the API calls, like for Twitter, YouTube, Google, Bing. So yeah, in this folder you can find all of that, and you can also change it to your light. So you can see everything's well organized. You can find, for example, the CSS that we use inside this folder, a font, the images. In here you have the JavaScript. The main one that I need to worry about is this one, which is called My Angular app, which contains most of the logic, if not all, the logic for the index page. So in here you find the API calls to our own API, which in this case you can see here. And moving on, in this folder over here, global data asax.cs is where you find the keyword. Now this keyword is the one that changes the entire website. So whatever you change this keyword, the website will change its content too. So that's basically it. That's the main thing you need to know and worry about. You also need to know about the database, which I'll explain more in detail now. Now in our case, we have our database on a GoDaddy database server. You can set this up by calling them. It does cost money. You also have the option to run on a local database server on your computer. But if you do decide to host it on GoDaddy, which I do recommend, you will type on Google Microsoft SQL Server Management. In this case, I'll click the second link, and in here you will see the download SQL Server Management. After this starts downloading, click it and go through a setup. It's pretty simple. Once you have downloaded Microsoft SQL Server and you have installed it, you can open it and you're going to be able to connect to a server. It's going to ask you for information such as the name, the login, and the password. So I'll log into my database, and it's loading. Okay, finish loading. You're going to want to open the databases. Here you're gonna find a bunch of databases, but you want to look for the one that has the one that you did, the one with your name. In our case, it's called SP News. When you find the database with your name, you can simply click it Now here you're gonna have the content of the database. Here you're gonna have the tables. So we have one for the Bing News and another one for Google News. If you want to see the design, you can right click it and click on design. And here you can see our design for this table. So you can right click it and see, like, let's say edit top 200 rows. Now in our database, we also have our sort procedures, which you can find our programmability. Here is sort procedures, and this is, for example, for the search, we have a sort procedure. So you can create more sort procedures as well to modify the current ones. Like for example, this is the current sort procedure for the search, and that there is our database as well as all our search procedures.